it recorded. Sorry, I forgot completely. Okay. So side by let's little bit talk about like he said like previous issue, previous stuff that we start mostly QC as DLC. So anything you have question? Did you went through anything? Go through?
Yeah, like a little concept about the software artifacts.
Okay, okay. Perfect. Software artifact. Okay. Software artifact. Actually, see in SDLC, if you realize that the definition part, I put some new wording like
Right.
artifact, software artifact. Those are the thing. The reason I put it, those are the word that whenever you'll be working, you will hear it from your manager or co-worker. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you will hear from. Let's say they might they might ask you what is the CTA. What is CTA? I don't know. So those are the
Uh,
wording I put. So
right.
artifact is one of the word. They might say, did you find the artifact folder? Did you put it in the artifact? Did you create the artifact? Things like that they might say. So we need to know what is artifact means.
Mm-hmm.
Artifact means in general the documents that we create for testing. Any documents that we create for testing is called artifact. Let's say I'm writing a test case. I wrote like say 10 test case and put it in an Excel, right? So
Right.
this Excel document is called artifact. And let's say your coworker is creating a test plan. So that test plan is the artifact. And let's say you are writing requirement documents. You're writing requirements, and you have like say 15 requirements and put it in an Excel sheet. So you have an Excel sheet in a Excel sheet with requirements. These documents is called artifact. So basically, for the testing purposes, any documents you create is artifact. And
Uh,
in the SharePoint is it's like a network drive. SharePoint is like a web-based network drive. They'll give you a link, ID, and password. Okay, it's simple. Let me give you 1 second. Hello. Sorry, Saitra, my daughter called.
no
Okay,
problem.
so basically, artifact is a
Mm-hmm.
document for testing related. Okay.
Okay.
Now another thing is also for developer, they also have the same thing. It's called also artifact. So basically, artifact in general means any documents related to the software development. There's like
Okay.
general term. Any documents that related for the software development. Now the
Development.
test case we create, test data we create, script we create, whatever we do is basically testing for
Mm-hmm.
testing, but at the same time is for the software development, right?
Right.
Okay. So any documents that you create, since we are the testing team, so for our point of view, if we talk, if we say, if they ask me what is artifact, or if we hear the word artifact, that means we will understand any document that we need to create, or we already create, or we are creating related to testing is an artifact. Like I said, test plan, test case, test data, bug release, bug status report, test result, anything is artifact. Make sense?
Uh, yeah.
Okay.
Now, I was like discussing my with my cousin related to one thing. He was telling me about like when they when they do the Scrum planning, they have like the Scrum. importance type of thing. Like they prioritize every scrum according to that. So like they give a number to the scrum, like the priority number type of thing. Like it will be like, let's say for example, if they have like three or four scrum, like that has like priority 5 or priority 8, like that. So it's a practice with everywhere, or like it just like company wise they have different thing.
No, of course they have different thing, but certain things is standard. Now let's talk a little bit more specific. Scrum, when you say Scrum, it's like you mean sprint, right?
Uh, Sorry, sprint.
Sprint
I
has a
totally,
number, you mean,
yeah,
right?
yep,
Yeah, that is a common standard. Every sprint has a number, and it's a sequential number. Sprint one, sprint two, sprint three. It goes,
okay,
and then let's say after 4 5 sprint or 10 20 sprint, doesn't matter. It could be a release one, and then it could be release two. You know,
okay.
and that's a common standard. Every sprint has a number,
Mm-hmm,
and it's a sequential number. That's a common practice. And
mm-hmm.
also another thing is like say priority wise, there is a task, like say story, user story. Remember we talk about user story.
Yeah,
User
user story.
story. Let's say this sprint we're gonna do 3 user story or 5 user story.
Mm-hmm,
So for all the user story, before the even the project start meaning we start working before we start developing. They
mm-hmm.
create all the user story, like user story meaning what? Nothing but requirement, right?
Requirement, right?
Requirement. User
So
story is nothing
user
but
story, like, is it related to the like whatever the user like requirements are, like.
yes, how the user will basically use this option,
Mm-hmm,
right? Use this functionality. That's user story. So before we start like all this sprint, the business user, I mean the business owner, product owner, they create the user story. Like say they have 200 user story. They create it before we start. Before we start, meaning the BA is working, the product owner is working, the Scrum Master is working, the UAT is working. They do all this stuff, create the user story. Once the user
okay.
story somehow finalized, not 100%, is
Mm-hmm.
ongoing thing. Somewhere they know, okay, we have enough user story to start the project. Then they involve developer, tester, test manager. Then they involve, because without the user story, no development will go on, no testing will go on, right? Without the user story.
Right, right.
So once the user story is somewhere finalized enough to start working, then they start the sprint. Okay, so
Okay.
then they get involved with all these, like the test manager, testing team, and development team. Before that, just understand this concept. Before that, somebody start writing the user story, right? That's the main thing, user story.
Mm-hmm.
So user story they do, which involve like Scrum Master, business BA, and then product owner, and then also at the same time they have to create some data analysis. So data analyst, architect, those are the people, high level people basically get involved, creating the user story and like the business planning. Those are the things they done. So once they have enough user story, then they involve the development team, the coder, the programmer, and also the testing team. Then we start
Okay.
like say sprint one, sprint two, sprint three. So for each sprint, we have like say starting today, and we have 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So each sprint, they select, they select um, how many user story they're going to cover this sprint. Like say this sprint is for 3 weeks. They might select we're going to cover 2 user story. So these 2 user story is the priority for sprint one. So they put it in the Jira ticket. Okay, these two sprint will be under sprint one. I'm sorry, these 2 user story will be under sprint one. And then we know developers start writing coding, and we are start writing test cases. We are testing. Right? This is what we are doing. Behind the scene, there is also a meeting going on. Is the backlog meeting, backlog refining. Remember, those
Right.
are the, in that meeting what happens, they prioritize the user story, what will be in the next sprint, what will be in the next sprint. Let's say sprint 2 what will cover, sprint 3 what will cover, sprint 4 what will cover. For
Right.
those meeting, backlog meeting, if you realize, tester doesn't need to get involved, because it doesn't make any sense what sprint, what task will be done. It was nothing to do with tester or nothing to do with developer even.
Right.
No, that's the architect, product owner, business people decide what will be the next one. So, and the backlog refine meeting also going on. Initially, let's say they decide 4-5 sprint is ready. They already decided for sprint 1, this is a story. Sprint 2, this is a story. Sprint 3, this is a story. They already decided. Now it's ongoing thing. So for sprint 5, what will be in that sprint 5? What the user story? They have a separate meeting, backlog refine meeting. On that meeting, those people get involved, not the developer or tester. Usually, I'm talking about standard. You can join in, but doesn't make any sense. So those people, those are the like standard process. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
That's
Those concept, if you like, you say this is a good question that you ask. Anytime you hear something or you have any confusion, ask, because this concept we have to be very clear for the interview. Otherwise we will be confused.
right.
Because you don't know what question they ask, who's asking. That's why, like say backlog refine meeting. Do you get involved? You can say, no, I was there
No.
sometimes, but no, that's not actually our meeting. They decide, business people, product owner, they are the one who decide.
Well, usually in the backlog refinement meeting, like a lead person will goes over there, right?
But not Tesla.
Yeah.
Lead.
No, not Tesla,
What we say?
developer,
Yeah.
lead developer.
Yeah, lead developer or architect, data analyst, like for our point, not data analyst, I mean, ETL of course is called data analyst, but lead people, yeah, you're correct. Like say lead developer, and then a BA, product owner, could be SME, and then, architect. Those are the people that get involved in the backlog refinement meeting. Because like I said, they decide high level wise, they decide what will be the first, second, like say user story, what we need to cover first, and then what, those are their decision. It's nothing to do with us. So whatever they build, we just need to test. That's all. Okay, so we clear on this artifact and this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, any other thing?
No, like I was going through, like everything is perfect. The thing is, like I didn't go through with the ETL part right now, like ETL and SQL, because like, I was so much stuck with appointments. And nowadays, so like my wife's has like a lot of appointments, so like I totally get stuck with that. So I was like just going through with those the manual testings stuff.
Okay, so Said, my plan is to like finalize you. I mean, to put you in the market by this month. In
Right.
by end of this month is what I mean. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so review everything. Review once in the market, you will not have enough time to review because you'll be a little bit busy with talking to recruiter and things like that. So
Okay.
just make sure whatever database we cover is more than enough. Is way too enough for manual testing or functional testing, and then QC or SDLC is way too enough. And just
Okay.
remember this Unix command. Just blindly memorize this command. That's all. You may know it.
Right.
Most of the time they don't even ask. But if
Yeah, with the Unix command, I don't think so that I have any problem because of the base of the database and the DOS base.
yeah,
So that's why a lot of commands are similar. But like sometimes, like I just need to like go through one by one with them.
yeah,
I usually go through with them,
okay.
but
Just
most of the time, like it's all that.
yeah, just a few concept wise. If they ask you what operating system you use, you tell them Windows basically. And then if they ask you how do you use Unix, then you use PuTTY to connect. That's very important because some people. So I use Unix in my machine. Your machine doesn't have Unix, or
Right.
you just connect to this. Unix is a server operating system. Any company use, not as a desktop.
Right.
It's a desktop.
Right.
So just make sure that you mention that thing that I use PuTTY to connect, and then if I need to, like create any directory or copy any file or transfer any file from one folder to another,
Mm-hmm.
those are the tasks we do basically. And
Okay.
then so basic command Unix, and then SQL. SQL mostly concentrated on joining. Okay, just
Okay.
most concentration will be in joining, and then set operator, union or intersect. Those are
Uh-huh.
the thing. Joining,
Right.
set operator,
Inside of it.
and then joining much like they in joining usually they ask like what kind of joining do you use, how do you use that, why do you use this, those are the thing. Union, what's the difference between union all, those things.
Right.
Basically, joining, if you know, is good enough. That's important. And then SDLC wise, the different testing definition. Okay, different testing definition. When do you test these, that, there's the system testing when you do that, integration testing. And then QC, they usually ask you what do you do in QC or defect lifecycle. Most importantly, they will ask you defect lifecycle and what do you do. Another question that I was talking to the other person that got job a couple of weeks ago, I told you,
Mm-hmm.
I was
Right.
talking to him. Like, let me ask you this. Sometimes they ask you what, like say priority severity, right?
Right.
Now, can you give me, there was the question that he was telling me, can you give me a scenario when the priority could be very high, but severity could be very low? Because basically priority is high, severity is low. What scenario is that? Can you give me an example? That was the question that they asked.
Okay, so it will be like similar to that. Like let's say, for example, if it's on the software main screen, if let's say the name of the company has a wrong spelling over there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that will be a high priority and low severity.
Yeah, that's
Because
excellent. Actually, this is the answer he also put, like, because this is the answer actually I also talked. So
uh,
yeah, this is very important. This priority severity to concept. The reason is important. In defect, you always have to put it.
all
And
right.
based on the priority severity, the developer fix the defect. Based on that. So it's like it's like our faces to the developer. This is
Right.
based on that, they fix problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we do this part wrong, then it screw up everything, right? So we
Right.
100% understand this priority and severity.
Correct.
Uh, is very important. So make sure you understand this priority severity thing. Like remember few example. They may ask you
Mm.
the opposite. What could be the
Okay.
severity, high priority, low, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So just remember few example of those priority severity. And another thing, okay, how do you decide the, like say, priority high, low or medium? How do you know, or severity, let's say severity high, low or medium? How do you decide that in
Like
general?
it's all depend. Like let's say, for example, if it's a showstopper, okay, then it will be high priority. Sorry, high severity, and like something which is not. Let's say, for example, it it's a defect, but it's not like doing anything with the application. Then on the basis of that, it will be low severity.
Yeah,
Or
let's
so,
say low defect, low priority is basically, or low severity is basically is a cosmetic bug, right? It's
right,
not causing
cosmetic
any
one.
issue with the application. That's low.
Mhm.
And medium and high, basically, both of them could be a showstopper. But the thing is, in high severity, there is no way you can bypass it.
Right.
But medium is a big problem, but you can bypass it.
Bypass
There is
it, right,
another way to
right.
work around. If there is another way to work around, I mean, there is a workaround, then is a medium.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say
Correct.
two issue we have,
Mm-hmm.
same problem, but one you can bypass. With you can,
Right.
there is another option. But in another case, there is no option. You have to fix it, then move ahead. That's high. Okay, so if there is a workaround, then is a medium. If there is no workaround, then is high. So this is very important. Mm.
Okay.
And then general wise, another question they also ask you in general, like, so what do you do in ALM? Okay, what do you do in ALM?
Uh,
Like in general, what are the tasks they want to know? So in that case, mention that you write requirement, after
mm-hmm.
analyzing requirement, I write the
Mm-hmm.
requirement, I read the test cases, I execute the test case, I log defect, manage defect, log and manage. Okay, these two, make sure you mention that log and manage defect. Okay,
Okay.
not only logging defect, log and manage, because QC is based for managing defect. There is a way of creating reports and things like that. So I write requirement, I write test cases, I execute test cases, I log and manage the defect.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, I create a test report. You can create test report from QC.
You see.
Okay, create test report. So you put also the I create test report. Like say, if I have to submit a weekly I have a bug status report. Before that
Mm-hmm.
meeting, I submit the the bug status from the defect module. I can create the bug status report in PDF or Excel. I can create those and send those send those report to everybody in the team. Okay, so create a report. Okay, create a report in general for the test for the whole testing, like the whole requirement, whole test cases, now the test result and the defect, everything you can create report. Or also you mentioned that I create reports for those when there is a regression testing completed or the whole testing I do. After that, I create a test report and send this to the team. I put it in the SharePoint and send the link to the team. Just mention them. Don't
Mm-hmm.
attach them in the team. This is very important. Don't just send it in email and attach them. I put it in the SharePoint and send the link to the team testing report. And also I have weekly bug status report. On that, before the meeting, I also create a bug status report in Excel from the ALM and put it in the SharePoint and send the link to the team so that everybody can whenever we talk in the meeting, everybody on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the things that very important to be more specific to mention. It's very important. Creating the report, put it in like in PDF or Excel, and then put it in the SharePoint and send the link. And the same thing, bug
Okay.
status report. Okay, please note that down. Because this is a small thing, but it's super important thing. Those are the thing actually really give you the proof that you are working. Those are the things. Okay, they
Okay.
will not actually ask you in details. May not be, how do you do that? They may ask, but I'm just saying these are the proofs that you need to show them that you really work. Creating reports,
Okay.
put it in a SharePoint, send the link to them. Those very important.
Mm-hmm.
And also they might ask you like dashboard work. I know I didn't show you those. I
Mm-hmm.
probably I'll show you sometimes. It's nothing. I mean nothing too big. I'll show you. But this is also important. I create in the dashboard. I know how to create a dashboard for the live status. I currently I'm working on this one in my project. I have access in the past. Some project I have, some project I did not. Is mostly for manager, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So you can mention that you have access, or you don't have to mention. Mention that's
Okay.
fine either way. But you should know is better. That's the whole thing. Yeah. And then another thing, defect. How many places we can open defect from?
Like we can from the defect modules, from that from the testing module. Okay. And I think so from the requirement. No, like these are the two places.
Test plan.
From the
Test plan we
test
can,
plan.
and
Yeah.
test lab we can also test plan,
Right.
test lab,
So
and
test. Yeah. So testing module, like from there we can do that, and from the defect module.
yeah. So for the defect, first thing, if they ask you similar something like that, the defect module I can create defect from the defect module
Mhm.
and then link that defect to the whatever test case fail by creating new defect. That's it. From test lab and test case, test plan I mean test plan and
Mhm.
test lab we can create defect, right? Three places:
Right.
test
Right.
plan, test lab, and defect. So
Right.
defect, we can create a completely brand new defect and add those defect wherever test cases, right?
Right.
And now in test plan and test lab, we can create defect in two way. We can create a new defect, right, and then link it to it, or we
Or
can just
link
create
the
an
existing one.
without
Yeah.
creating
Link
one,
it.
we can just link to an existing defect, right?
Mhm.
So two things. Mention these two things whenever they ask you. Don't just say test plan, test lab, and defect. So mention what
Mhm.
you can do where. In defect module, we can create a brand new defect and then attach the defect to the test cases that we want to. And in test plan and test lab, we can create a new defect and attach the defect to the test case, or we can just simply attach link. I mean, link the existing defect to the
Existing.
test case or test case we want.
Right.
That's very
So
important.
I be like what other questions? What type of other questions did they ask the person who got the job?
Those are that I mentioned. Those are the actually questions that they usually ask. Most of the question they ask is usually in the defect side from the test from ALM or either in the SDLC side also. SDLC side they will ask you like how do you handle defect, what do you do when you find defect, what is the defect life cycle, you know, those are the things they ask you. How do you handle like environmental issue if you have, you know, those the question. I mean, whatever we cover, if you real, I mean, somewhere if you understand those, you will be fine. Okay, nothing will be from outside. I mean, you don't know. It's human people, you know, being asked question. It could be anything,
Right.
but your concept is covered. Understand, if you understand all this concept, you'll be fine. Okay. But sometimes, you know, it's definitely not that you have to understand all of the question. The current job that I'm working, I remember a couple of the question actually I was not able to answer. You know, there was database related question I was not able, but I explained to them because my concept. I said if this situation comes, you know, this is how I handle. And another question actually they asked, not this job, in previous job, I was not able to answer, but they offered me the job. It was in Virginia. One of the question was actually still I don't know. I was not able to, you know, like sit down and find out how to solve it. Like say if you have a row like this, you can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Let's say I have a data like this, you know, like say I have this is the data, right? And then I have, let's say, mail, and then I have a phone number. Let's say your phone number, okay?
It's not big. I'm not able to
Oh,
see
okay,
it.
okay, hold on. Let me open that. Give me 1 second. Open the notepad. Oh. Actually, still I don't know how to figure it. I forgot. I need to. What? Let's say this is name and then gender and then let's say phone number. Okay, this is like 3 column, and then you putting selection side gender male and then phone number. Let's see, you putting this on. Okay, that is this phone number, right? Now we need to put this in three rows. This is one row, right? We need to divide it like this. We have to put it in three rows. 3 rows. We have to do this. Okay, we have to do this. This is one of the thing question. I like I said, I still don't know. I mean, it's not something complicated, but there was the one question. Another question they asked. Let's say you have one question number and then answer. Okay, so question number, let's say 5, but answer sometimes, you know, answer could be multiple, A, B, or D. All of them are correct. Let's say, right? Right. This is from the source. Okay. This is from the source data. This from the source. In target, you have like this. You have questions number and then answer, right? So questions number 4, you have like this. Like the answer is A, and then answer is B. Answer is D. Now, how do you test this? If you realize, if I do a count, right, it's going to give me count 1 question. It's going to give you count 1, right? Here.
Right.
Or here is going to give you count. Here is going to give you question count 3, and this is going to give you 3, right?
Right.
But it's the same thing, basically. So how do you compare that? Do you understand this problem? Like this source you have like this is give you like in a comma separated, but in the target they split it up like this. Like same question, the other one that I just show you. So how do you solve that? I was not able to answer. I mean, it's been like almost a year, but this is I was not able to answer this. Okay, but they offered me the job. That one. So all I'm saying is, if you don't able to answer certain things, don't worry about it. It's not that 100% you have to answer. As long as you can explain, that makes sense, you know. So what I was telling them here, that I'm going to do a count like split them up based on the comma, the substring instant, we can split them up, right? So I
Right.
can split them up, and then I'll see wherever I have multiple, like the answer, let's say question number 5 would be answer E, right? So
Mm-hmm.
those I'm not concerned about. Those will be easily, like a one-to-one match, right? Will be one-to-one.
Right.
If you have a one question, one answer, one-to-one match. Fine, I'm not worried. This
Mm-hmm.
is, I'm going to do a sample. This is what I told them. I'm going to do a sample. Let's say 10 sample I'm going to pick. And then I'm going to split them up based on the comma and then put them in an Excel. I have only 10 record. And then I'm going to do for all this question, I'm going to do a sample from the target and then put them in an Excel side by side. And then I'm going to
Right.
compare manually. This is one approach I will do. This is what I told them. I said, this is one approach I will do initially. Because at this point, I actually know how to programmatically handle those. If I have
Mm-hmm.
1 million record, is a problem. If I have
Right.
like 100 records, it's not a problem because I can easily put them in an Excel using the substring,
Mm-hmm.
because Excel also has substring string function.
Right.
I can easily put them in Excel, split them up, and the left side and the right side, I'm going to put this record from the target and then like compare them using VLOOKUP. There is a function
Mm-hmm.
in VLOOKUP in
Yeah.
Excel, right? VLOOKUP, they compare data column to column. Okay, so this is what I told them. And this is a way to do it, actually. This is one way to do it, not programmatically, manually. The approach mine has is manual approach. So I explained to them. So as long as you can explain your concept is correct, that's all it matters. Because if I would Google it, I would find out easily how to split those up. I'm pretty sure there is a way to do it. Like split in a row like this, there is definitely a way to do it. And we can find it from there. So I told them that this is how I'll do it. But if it's need, there's a lot of data programmatically, if we need to do automation, then I'll, probably find out from Google and then, write that function. So they said, yeah, okay, my answer, there was not their expected an answer, but I explained. And then they offered. So my all bottom line is you don't always have to 100% like correct, as long as your concept is clear, as long as they believe that you work, that's all it matters. If you can convince them that you are a working person in QA, that's all it matters. That's all it matters. If you cannot answer 20% of the question, still is fine if they believe you working, because they know that every environment is different, and then they're asking based on their environment, not your environment, right? So you don't work in their environment, so how would you know all this answer? It's simple. But certain common thing like database, if it's database command or things like that, then they expect you to know. So those are the questions are basically like topic wise, if you understand those concepts, then it's fine. Just remember few testing name also right away. Sometimes they ask you what kind of testing you do, or also the like testing steps, SDLC step. What are the steps in SDLC? Those are the thing that you need to answer right away. And for defect, when you log the defect, what kind of information do you put in there? Like we put severity, priority, assign them, defect name, regeneration step, then the snapshot. Those are the things very important. If you cannot mention, especially let's say if you skip regeneration step, is a big problem. How do you? This is the most important thing in defect logging. Severity, priority, regeneration steps. Most important thing. If you skip this, one of these is a big problem. So make sure you memorize those things, that you know that what you need to put, and the test cases, what do you put on your write test cases. Whenever you say you write test cases, and then make sure that you link them. Say whenever I write test cases in ALM, after writing the test cases, I link them to the requirement.
Requirement, right?
Is very important. Okay, super important. Because like I said, those are the thing. Why is important? Because those are the thing prove you if you're working or not. Those are the thing. Okay, so our main concept is giving them the correct answer and convincing them that I'm working in QA. That's my main goal, right? Convincing him, giving the right answer and also convincing him. Not always giving them the right answer will convince them that I'm working. So that's why we have to be more specific and precise with this kind of answer. Okay, so make sure you answer with this kind of keyword. It's very important. Like memorize few of the the form that we fill out in QC,
Mm-hmm.
LM, right? Whenever you write tests,
Right.
what are the fields that we fill out, right?
Right.
So those are the things. Just memorize few of the things. That whenever they ask you things like that, just mention this point that you have to put those things. And then same with in test cases, you have priority only. You don't have severity though, right?
Right.
So that's important. If you by mistake say
Yep.
priority and severity in test cases, is a problem.
Yep.
Okay.
That's right.
So mention those, like linking is very important. And sometimes they ask you what is test instance, right? Whenever you like copy a test case from test plan to
From
test lab,
plan
it's
to
called test.
test lab. Right. It's
Now
called test.
you in test lab, if you realize, you create a folder and then you create also test suite, right?
Right.
Test procedure test suite. Remember, you
Yeah.
create
Test
another
suite.
thing.
Right.
Under
Yep.
that, under each suite, you can put multiple
Test
test
cases.
cases in there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And same test cases you can put in different suite though, right? Same test case.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
That's
those are
right.
the concept that is very important for the interview. So just play a little bit. It's
Mm-hmm.
not complicated. If you realize QC is very easy though. It's not
Right.
complicated. It's simple, but just too many things, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just is a
Yep.
lot of
That's
things
right.
piece here and there. So initially it's
Mm-hmm.
very confusing, looks like. But if you do a couple times, it will be easy, very easy.
Correct.
So and then application wise, we need to just know an application. Okay. So the application that you're working side by, is it a GUI based or is it text based? Command line, I mean.
It's a GUI based. Basically, what it is like, it's a desktop application resolution tool. All right. What it do? We have like several software for different things.
Yeah.
So, like for example, the we document a ticket that's a separate software that's called Remedy. Then we have like in order to get the accounts and stuff and set up a technician and stuff, we have like another interactive desktop application that's called IDA. Then in order to reset the passwords and stuff or free the modem if it's blocked, we have or check out the IDs and check out the optimum Wi-Fi devices. We have another program that's called Boost. These all are the internet programs that they made, and for for you can say that for the phone part we have a program that's called Trio. So what it will do, the desktop application resolution tool, it's that's the new one which we have. So it will bring all the tools in one workspace.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it will bring all the tools in one workspace, plus it will get billing information of the customer, plus it will give us the modem, modem status that if it's online or offline. Plus it gives us it has like notepad and calculators and stuff. Plus it has all the module, like let's say, for example, if you want to send an automated email to the customer, it has different modules. It has macros in it, like in order to document the ticket. So it has a lot of things over there.
So it's like integrating multiple software into one.
I mean, yeah, basically, like the main work of it is like it's integrating all the software in one workspace.
Okay, okay, good. Okay. So side by, I mean, actually, I think the best thing will be the project. I mean, whatever the software you are using, if you
Hmm.
mention that you are working there as a software engineer for that tool, for that application, because you can explain it very good, in
Right,
details, right?
right.
So, so what I'll do is, so the current project, you can show it that, and for previous project, I'll create the resume in a way that all the previous project, including the previous project, I'll include those. And for the current project, you're gonna just explain those things that you do. I mean, functionality wise, those are the things. I'll put some functionality in
So,
there in general.
what do you think? Like in that, in the background, we still shows cable vision or not?
Yeah, yeah, you were was working in the cable vision. Yeah,
Alright.
you are
The
working in
thing
the
is,
cable
like,
vision, but
but the thing is, like, let's say if they checked it out, like, if they do a background check or anything like that, or like if they verify something over there, then you don't think like it will be a problem or
No, it will be even better because since you are getting paid from them, it is better. I want them to check, because if they check, they will find out. Checking doesn't mean calling them. Checking means you
Okay.
credit check, and whenever
Okay.
they credit check, it will show in your credit report that you are working in Camel Vision.
Right.
Checking means not calling them or calling HR or anything like that. No,
Mm-hmm.
it's like they will get a credit report from the credit bureau, and they will see what is your current job basically. Is it showing or not? That's all. Okay,
All right.
and it is better if they do, so that they will see, yeah, you are working there. But whatever actually in credit report wise, they don't go in details. The only thing they check if you have any criminal record or not.
Oh, okay.
Those are the thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most important thing. Nothing else actually they check. Just they will check, like they will call the reference that I'll give you. Those are the number they will
Mm-hmm.
call, and the credit report the check just to find out if you have any public record. Public record meaning, as you went to jail or you have any domestic violence. Those are the things. Nothing else they check. You know.
Okay.
So because otherwise, how could everybody get a job? Everybody is getting a job. I mean, like this. So how they do that?
Mm-hmm.
The resume that we create, it is barely match with the real, barely, right? So
Right.
it wouldn't be possible.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why that's completely fine. And you think it's very positive thing that you were working in cable vision and you're getting paid from them, and you can show,
Mm-hmm.
And telecommunication market also big. They ask sometimes that particularly if you have telecommunication experience or not. So it's very important
Okay.
that you are ahead of the game on this one. That's good. So yeah, I just wanted to know. So I'll create the resume for the previous project, and for current project I'll write some general term, and then you can write the description of the project, what the project is does, like say 3-4 line on top. And basically that's it. And front end application, and also you can show the back end database. You also verify the front end application,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you are doing, it goes to the back end and you verify both. And the billing
Okay.
system, that whatever you have, or all these main things that in details level you can mention, like one line of each, like say for 5-6 line, 7-8 lines, that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best. And location wise, you prefer like in New York area, right? That's it, in the city.
Yeah, like starting will be New York. That will be good.
So I'll show you, the location.
I was like, I'm open. Like, there's no problem with that.
Yeah.
If there is anywhere like which you think,
Yeah, no,
because
I
I
mean,
think
fine, you can put it in there. I mean, Long Island is completely fine. Um,
I
but
heard like there are a lot of competition in Long Island.
what happened?
I said like I heard there are a lot of competition in Long Island, so it's better like to go like outside the New
Long
York
Island
first
is
and.
a lot of competition. That is true. The reason is the location. Everybody wants to live there. Like if
Mhm.
you if you have a good job, you want to live there. Is a residential area is very nice. So yeah,
Right.
there is a lot of competition in Long Island. If somebody start, nobody wants to move.
Hmm.
Like say, I actually myself also I want to go Long Island or Virginia. I don't want to work
Oh,
in the
okay.
city. Like I'm saying in general, if I get a
Mhm.
like say job, $10,000-15,000 even less, I'll go in Long Island.
Mhm.
You know.
Oh,
So people, yeah, one of my colleague is his contract is over next December. So he's looking for a
mhm.
job and he's looking in Long Island. Now he lives in Bronx. So he now he's looking for a job in Long Island because he wants to buy a house there and everything. So Long Island is a good competition, of course.
Mhm.
But I mean, job wise, New York tri-state is better. Like say Connecticut, Stamford.
Right.
In that area, and then Jersey is a lot of job. I mean,
Mhm.
Jersey has more job than New York actually. New York has more
Right.
job in insurance and banking.
Okay.
New York City, I'm talking about. So New York has,
Mhm.
and then Tri-State is a very good job. If you think just Long Island, then like you said, the job is less. It's not job is less is competition is
Right.
high. So
Ah.
nobody wants to leave basically from Long Island. Once you have a job in
Mhm.
Long Island, you don't want to move. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's why it's not that it's not a lot of job, it's less job. Like say you have 2000 job, but opening is probably 100. But in city, maybe 2000 job opening is 1000,
Okay.
because people are moving around. So that's why Long Island is a lot of software company,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So that's I mean the best place either in the tri-state area or Virginia tri-state. You know, Virginia, DC, Maryland. This is a
All right.
circle there. You know, this
Mm-hmm.
tri-state over there has the highest job. You know, the main reason is over there is because the government project they have, they cannot offshore those projects. They have to have
Oh,
on-site people there. Like
oh, okay.
me, or let's say in my previous job, I had 5 people in my under me as 5 QA that worked, and all of them I had in India. All of them. I
Mm-hmm.
was the only one in here. Okay, so it's a lot of company, private company, they'll do offshore. You know, but if it's a government job, like say my current one, they cannot offshore. Everybody has to be on
Mm-hmm.
site. Meaning offshore, meaning they can be another state, but they cannot be outside of the country. Okay, so that's why in Virginia area, they have a lot of government contract, and there's a lot of job just because they have to be inside the country. So it's up to you actually. I'm just giving you, if you have, let's say, if you cannot move, I don't know your situation. If you
Mm-hmm.
cannot move, absolutely, then of course you don't have any option, right? But if you can move for time being, let's say for 3 months, for 6 months, for 2 months,
Right.
even for a month, I mean that's the
Mm-hmm.
best thing. Even for a month, if you can just move, let's say you get a job in Virginia, and you can just move for, let's say, with your family, just rent a place, for temporary. There is a lot of temporary place that you can rent, long term rent, meaning month to month lease. For 1 month, you can rent there. Just stay 1 month. Get the job, work there for a month, get the paycheck, and then you can
Mm-hmm.
come back. And your resume could be still in the market, and then you can come back here. Or things like
Mm-hmm.
that. Initially, I would say that anytime you get a job, doesn't matter where it is, just go there for a week, for a month, for 2 weeks, but don't just say no. That's the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because even you work there for a week, it is a really good mental support. Psychologically, it helps you a lot. It really helps you a lot psychologically. 1 week helps a big thing, even compared to nothing. So
All right.
be open, go anywhere, take the job, go for a 1 day. All I'm saying is get the ID, just to say hi
Mm-hmm.
to everybody, attend couple meetings, things like that. 1 week doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter, and then come back and just tell them, oh, I don't like it. That's it. Send an email and come back. Oh, I don't
Mm-hmm.
like it. I cannot work there. What? Then no, nothing is going to happen. What they can do? They cannot do anything. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So best thing would be open. Or another thing also, if you think you have a job already here, just looking for an alternative. If you find one is good, if you don't find it's still good, things like that, then it's a different story. So it's actually completely up to you. Okay,
Okay.
but my suggestion is be open for the first job for 1 month or couple of weeks.
Okay.
That's the whole thing. For mental, I did the same thing. I'm not telling just you or anybody. I
Mm-hmm.
did the same thing. I had a job here. I used to work whenever I first started. What I did was I got a job in Philly. So I took a leave of absence from my job. I said I have a family emergency, FMLA.
Mm-hmm.
You can take leave of absence for month or so, 6 months after actually.
Right.
So I did the same thing. I took a leave of absence. I didn't quit. I take leave of absence. I said, I have a family emergency. I have to take leave. It's a federal law. They have to give you
Mm-hmm.
leave of absence. That's
Correct.
done. And then I worked there. So I left. I just my house was here, but then I rent one room there, and me and my wife just left. Was stayed there 7.5 months and come back here. You know. So
Okay.
because and then I got a job in the city downtown in the Children's Administration City, New York City, and then I came back. So once I lived, got this job, I did not took my resume off. I left my resume there still. I'm showing the New York. I
Mm-hmm.
was looking for an option. So this is what I did, and I told everybody the same thing. That the first job, don't be picky. That's the whole thing. First job, don't be picky. Whatever you get, just take it. And then once you have a month experience, your mental power, you'll psychologically, it will take a completely different level. Yeah. Okay.
All right. And let me ask you one thing. HP Mercury Interactive Test Suite.
What happened?
Same. HP Mercury Interactive Test Suite.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, right?
What happened? Yeah, there is a yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm saying like I was seeing a job requirement.
Yeah.
I'll basically show you something with me
Okay,
because there's something from my company. So
let me
let me send you that. For that position, I can apply, but it's a temporary position. So let's see.
you're not sharing your screen or you will send me an email.
No, no, I'm sending you an email.
Oh, okay. Okay. Basically, for this job, all you need is, if you realize, SDLC, ALM, Unix, and
Mhm.
the database.
Okay.
Database not the thing that we are doing right now. Not those. It's like function. It's like not function. I
Mhm.
mean, joining, set operator. Basically, those are the things that you need. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let's Hassan bhai, are you there? I see you cannot talk. You said Hassan bhai cannot talk.
Mhm.
Okay, there are some analytical function we use in data warehouse testing.
I'm here, Aribet.
Oh, you there? Okay. How are you doing? You okay?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Okay.
Not too good.
Um. Okay. Is it bad? Like surgery was like something serious?
My right shoulder,
Oh.
I couldn't lift it, you know, the accident I had.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
So it needed
Like tissue or
surgery.
something? Tissue misplaced, something like that.
The SCL inside the SCL was torn.
What is that?
Uh,
Like
that's
inside?
tendonitis. Huh?
Inside, right? Oh. Okay.
The tendonitis was torn and some tissues are torn inside. So they had to go inside to, you know, they had to make some holes to go inside and fix it.
Okay.
So yesterday they put this blood on by my neck to like kind of paralyzed everything. I couldn't talk for an hour. No word was coming out of my mouth.
Mm,
So
okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. We're talking. We're going to talk something. We just talked, already what, but we're going to talk some database related thing today. So let's just go through. I send you an email that you can create some temporary, small tables do practice that I'll do. So there are some um, is error handling. There is a topic in database we use in stored procedure, error handling. Meaning there is two things in error handling is very important. Is as they also ask you in the interview. Okay, error handling, right? Handling. Now error one is called syntax error. Syntax error. Okay. Another one
logical.
is runtime error. Okay. Runtime error. Another one is logical error. Okay. There's the three types of error we have: syntax error, runtime error, and logical error. Make sure you write those things down. It's very important. Syntax error meaning code is wrong, right? It's wrong. It's like grammar, right? Those are the syntax error. Okay. Let's say if I put he go, right? It should be he goes, right? Those are the error. Grammatical error. Runtime error meaning whenever it's not a syntax error, but whenever we run the application, like normally running, on that time we get some kinds of error. Let's say we have a function that we, like calculator function, we can add 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1, or we can add 1, we can divide, like say 5 divided by 3. Okay. Now if I divide 5 divided by 0, what is that it will give you? It's an error because you cannot divide anything by 0, right?
Yes.
You cannot divide anything by 0. It's an error. It's not possible. Okay. So see, if I test this code, in normal way, if I put this, right, and if I put this, it will not show an error. But when I'm running the application, if I put this even by mistake, it's going to give an error. So this runtime error, we cannot catch whenever we do syntax testing. Because syntax testing meaning you write a code, it is wrong. It will tell you right there. This is syntax error. Let's say we put select all animal, right? Let's say I put here, I'm running this. You guys cannot see. Let me see if I can make it bigger. All language, right? What is the size of this thing? Okay, I don't know. It's missed. Okay, here you go. Okay, let's say I have this, I'm running it, is fine. Now, if I put 2 here, it's going to give an error, right? There's syntax error. Okay, there's syntax error. Now, if I do, let's say I'm doing select 5 plus 5. Okay, see, it's fine. It's going to give me 10. As you can see, the bottom is 10. Now, if I do 5 divide 5, it's fine. It's giving me 1. If I do 5 divide 0, it's going to give me an error. See, it's giving me an error, right? So, so basically, as you can see, this thing can be right or can be wrong. If I put, see, syntax-wise is nothing wrong here, but whenever I run it, it's giving me an error. See, here, as you can see, like, you cannot divide anything by this. So it's an error runtime. Now, if I put it a valid number, it is not giving me, but if I put wrong number, so I have both options. So that's runtime error. Whenever you're running it, then it may give you an error or may not give you an error. If you have that option, it's a runtime error. Okay, and logical error is very simple. Let's say you are doing 1 minus 1, but by mistake you put 1 plus. You want to do 5 minus 1. You want to do, but you put plus by mistake. It's giving you the answer 6, right? Actually, you want to do minus, but you by mistake you put plus. So there is no way you can figure it out. It's not going to give you an error anywhere. Manually, you have to find out what's going on here, right? It's not going to give you syntax error. It's not going to give you runtime error. It's not going to give you no kinds of error. That's called logical error. Logical error means is an error that human intervention needed to find out. Basically, those are the kind of error. Okay, let's say it's supposed to be true, but it is false based on the condition. The condition you have wrong. The condition that you put is wrong. Okay, those are the things, logical error. Okay, it's very important to know these 3 things. Okay, 3 types of error. One is syntax, one is runtime, one is logical. Logical error is basically, it's not a syntax error, it's not a runtime error, it's not going to give me error anywhere. It is like the condition that I'm putting, probably that condition is wrong. I have something condition, I put it wrong. Okay, let's say if I put here, I have a condition. Let's say my condition is let's say if marks greater than is equal to 90, then A. Okay, then somebody will get A. But in the reality, when I'm using the application, I'm using 89. Okay, so whoever is getting, like, say 90 will get an A too. If somebody get 90, will get an A. But actually, I didn't mean that. I said he has to be more than 90. He has to be at least 91. That means, right? Or I mean anything like 90 point something. But I'm putting 89 here by mistake. Typing is giving me an error. So you will not see the error anywhere. no syntax, no runtime, right? It will be fine for the application. So those kind of errors is the biggest issue to find actually, to track them down. So three kinds of error, right? Syntax, runtime, logical. Syntax error, we'll find it whenever we first run the application. Right there, it will tell us it's a grammatical error. Right there, it will tell me that okay, with the syntax error, you cannot run an application. Syntax error, you will not be able to run an application basically, because like I said, if you put here something like this, it will not run, right? It will give an error what the F is coming from right there. So these are syntax. It's very easy to find. Runtime error, like I said, is this thing, right? Whenever you're running the application, you may encounter some problem, or you may not. Those are the runtime error. So for syntax error, we can easily solve it by whenever run it. We can see the problem, we can fix it, either done. Logical error is just we need to manually check every single thing to find out where it is coming from, the condition and things like that. Now runtime error. For the runtime error, we use this thing. We use error handling for runtime error. Only for runtime error though. We use error handling for runtime error whenever we are running the application. Let's say if I run this, the application is running. Let's say application in production is running, and then if somebody types this, it's going to give me an error. The whole application is going to break down, right? The whole application is going to break down because of this problem. But you don't want the application to break down. The whole application will crash. You don't want that. If there is an error, you want them to log the error, but let's keep running the application. Not break the application, not crash the whole application. The whole computer system could crash for any kinds of error like this. So you don't want the application to crash, you want the application to run, but if you have any issue like that, let's report it. Let's see what's going on. Okay. So those runtime error, we can find out, we can handle those errors basically. It's called error handling. Okay. It's called error handling. Now to error handling, this is the block actually. This is the syntax of how do we find this runtime error. We have a block called begin try, and we put here our code, okay, and then end try, and then we put begin dot and then end. Now see, there is a two block here. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna put our code here, whatever we want to run. Okay. Run. Okay. This is our code, whatever we want to do, basically. Whatever we want to run. That's our main code. Okay. We want to do this. Now, if we have any runtime error here in this code, if we have any, then what we want to do with that? What we want to do with the code, if we have any issue here, runtime error, right? What do we want to do? We're gonna do it here. If we have an issue with this code, if we have an issue, it's not gonna crash the application. It's not gonna crash. It's going to just come, stop it here. Just stop it, come here. That's all it's going to do. Okay. Saida, you familiar with this? Did you do this in the past?
I did it like with exception handling. Like I have a little bit background of Java too, so
yeah, exception, same thing. Actually, it's the same thing. Concept-wise, same thing. Exception handling. Hassan bhai, there?
Bye.
Okay. So it's a two block basically. One block here, another block here. This block means we're going to do whatever application we want to do here. Let's say we are writing a code. Select 5, this thing. There's our code, let's say, for example. Now, if there is no issue, fine. If there is no issue, fine. This thing will not, nothing will happen here. If we have an issue here, this thing is going to stop and then it's going to come here. Okay. It's going to come here and do whatever we want to do. This is for error handling basically. Okay. What we want to do if we have an issue is going to come here. let's say we want to see, right? We're going to write the print error message, error form, whatever. Okay, so there's the block, begin try and try, begin catch and catch. Okay, this is the main thing. So here, if we do this, let's type this, begin try, right? And then we have and try, right? And then we have begin catch, we have and catch, right? So here, let's say I'm doing this, I'm doing select 5 divided 5, right? Here I'm putting print error found. Okay, see, if I run this, what happens? Nothing will happen. See, it's giving me 1, right? Nothing happens. It's giving me 1. Now let's see if I do this, if I divide by 0. Now I'm running this, what happens? See, it's giving me nothing, but it's a message, right? I have a message here, right? If I go in the message section, see, error found. Whatever I type here is showing me here. If we put error. Okay, so whatever I type here is coming here, right? It's coming. Let me run this again. See, we have found an error. So basically, if we have an issue here, right, this thing stops and come back here in this block, comes in this block. Okay, now let's say I'm just running without this block. Without this block, I'm running this. See, just let's say I'm just running this. Okay, only I'm running nothing, just this one itself. If I run this, see, it's giving me an error. The application stop, crash basically. This is an error. It's not running. See, if I run this, right? Simple, crash. Now, instead of this, if I use this, you'll see what I get. See, nothing. It's not giving me any error, right? Result is not giving me an error here. But instead, it's showing me a message here. Okay, so that's error handling. Like the other thing that I was showing you is going to throw an error. If I just run this itself, is an error. Application will crash. But instead of that, if I put this in a block, begin try, and then begin catch and catch, and that way, the application will not crash. Also, there is a problem. It will just do something whatever I want to do here, like inputting the error log or something like that, whatever. So this is the main, nothing complicated here. Now here, see, if we have a code, let's say this code is 1 line, but if you have a code like say 200 line of code, then how do I know where it is coming from, what kind of defect it is? All this thing is a big problem. So they gave us like six different way to find out. Those are the thing. So this, please write this thing down.
Arif?
Yeah.
So a block of codes, let's say you have 2 pages of code.
Yeah.
Can you just, instead of making into block, we can put beginning try and then all the codes inside, then just close the beginning with the end try.
Yes.
Okay.
This
can
is
you also do that?
Yeah, that's the purpose of it. That's the purpose. That's all we do. We put whole block in this one. We put the whole block here. Let's say you have a 200 line of code, you put it in here.
Just okay.
Yeah, and then if you have an error, you just write there what do you want to do with it. But also, let's say you have a code 200, 300 line, error is coming. So how do you know which line it is coming from? You don't know.
Right.
Or if you have, let's say, even could be 2000 lines of code, you don't know where it's coming from. You're going to go crazy. So they give you a few built-in function to trace those error. So you put this error line. This is one. Error line, error message, error line, and we're gonna learn also the procedure. Remember, stored procedure. So if it's just coming from a stored procedure, you can have like say 5 stored procedure. Where it is coming from, right? So you can find out which stored procedure it's coming from. So you write down here procedure. Okay, so you can find out what procedure. This is the 3 things actually mainly we can use for our most useful. There is also other one is also important for us, is the severity. Error severity state. Okay. Error state, error number. Okay, those two actually is from our testing, from our point of view, it's not important. Like developer point of view, it's not important. Not that it's important. It basically goes under like debugging for DBA. DBA. They from this one they can find out like what error number, based on each error number. They have a specific, they can find out where it is coming from. It could be a connection issue, it could be a TNS issue, things like that. Okay, those, not that I'm not saying it's not important, but from our point of view, it's not really important. It's going to give you a number. I'll show you that doesn't make any sense for us for development point of view or state. Okay, but from line number is going to tell you which line it is coming from. For a message, what is the error is throwing, is going to tell us. Procedure is going to give us the procedure name, stored procedure name, what the name of the stored procedure. The severity, like how bad it is. Now here is the two things to remember. If the severity is 1 to 10, 1 to 10, it is warning. It's not going to give you an error actually. It's not going to stop the application. It's just a warning. Now if you see 11 to 16, user issue, fix it. Okay, anything like say more than 16 is critical issue. Critical meaning DB connection. Let's say DB connection, TNS is a more issue for the admin level issue. Okay, so if we see an a severity level, that means is a warning, nothing to worry about. It could be some, sometimes like you are using a bearcat to a care or care to a bearcat, things like that, some warning it will give you, nothing to worry about it. You can fix it easily. This nothing really. And nothing, I mean, it's not stopping the application, it's not crashing the application, is what I mean. These will stop the application, but is a user issue, meaning the developer issue. Developer can fix it. Whoever write that code can fix it. Is writing the code basically. Okay, but let's say your code is correct, your code is completely fine, but the database is down, or database is not able to handle it because of the memory issue. Or let's say you are calling for, there is a variable also, data type called table. Table can handle only, let's say, about 100 rows of data, but your data is coming, let's say, 2000 rows of data. So it could have a big problem with the memory, and it could throw it out from the database connection, things like that. Or TNS, maybe TNS is wrong, the connection to the database, ODBC connection is wrong, things like that. If is those kind of issue, your code is not wrong, but something database engine has a problem with your code. Database engine cannot handle it for whatever the reason is. Okay, those issues are greater than 16. Okay, so we have to remember this. Just remember this. If you see that your severity level, your severity is between this, then you're gonna go to the code, go to your script and see what is the problem, because you can fix it right there. That's the only thing we need to know. So if in the interview they ask you, sometimes they ask you if you can error handling and things like that, then you mention, please, it's very important to mention the severity level. If I see it's 11 to 16, then I go to the code and find out where it's coming from, because that's the coding issue, whatever I wrote. If it's more than 16, then it goes in actually upper level, like say DBA can fix those things. It's not easily, it's not in development point of view, it's not our control. It could be TNS issue, it could be connection issue, it could be memory issue, those are the things. And if it's 1 to 10, is simple, like warning. It's not stopping you using the application. Okay, so these 6 things we need to memorize. Okay, error, all of them. See, if error underline is common, line, message, procedure, severity, those are important. Okay, line message procedure.
How you implement this thing, Aribay?
What happened?
How do you implement these two things? I mean, all
Yeah,
these
yeah, I'm
things.
showing you. I'm showing you right.
Uh,
I'm showing you right now. Let's say for this one, right? We have found an issue. Whatever we type sprint, see this is a code, right? Sprint, we put this. Now I'm typing print, okay, and I'm typing error line, okay, and then I'm putting print error message, and I'm putting what happened, spelling mistake, line message, and then what was the other one that I line message procedure? We don't have it right now. Put severity. Okay, so I'll do the procedure and then we'll talk about that. And then so we have line message severity and we have error number. Okay, and then we have error state. Okay, so those using those we can log them actually. Whenever we write a code, we always put those whatever we want to line number or something, so then we can log them to see what it is coming from issue. So let's say we run this now, the whole thing we're running. Now see there is no issue. It's not throwing an issue. Application will not crash. Now if we go here, okay, hold on. Let me do the okay. Can you guys see this? Is it too small? Let me. I'm just putting in the chat so that you can read it from there. Okay. Now what is the issue we have? See the line number is telling 2. The first is we have an error, right? It says 2. Now line number 2 is coming. See line number 2 is coming, right? Do you see that?
Yeah.
So it's telling me what it is coming from right there. Message. Next one is message. It's dividing by 0 and counter. See, this is the message. So I can easily tell it's dividing by 0. That's the message. Severity. See, it says 16. So as I said, 1 to 16 is the issue that is coming from the code, so you can fix it. So we know we are happy. 11 to 16. And then these two things say number and state. That's like defect related number. That goes actually DVA, architect level. They mostly for them. If it goes anything, we cannot do anything. Not that we cannot do. It's like it's a little bit more intense level of functionality that DBA can use those things for their debugging, for their logging, for their fixing. You know those issues. It's like one-to-one match with the logging. Each number has a specific meaning to an error. You know, so those are the things that they figured out. We just need to know this thing. Line, message, severity, and procedure also, because those are the things always we use in procedure. Okay, I'll talk in procedure, then we'll figure it out. Okay, so make sense on this one, like you understand this part. If we have an issue, let's say we have an issue now if I don't have an issue, what happens? If I don't have an issue, nothing happens. See, no message, right? Nothing happens. Okay, that's it, right?
Sorry,
Easy.
yeah, it's clear.
Just quickly type this one in your system, see if it works. Okay,
Yeah, sure.
I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Okay, you just quickly type this one. It's important. So you guys is okay now? This makes sense?
Yeah, anyway. Maybe one more thing, like when I was checking out your chat, it says we have found an error 2. For me, it's coming up, we have found an error 3. What's the difference between them?
What happened?
Like if you see the message, error message,
Yes.
on my end, it shows me that we have found an error 3.
Okay, maybe you have an empty line in the front before.
Hold on a second, let me double check.
Let's say my one is going to show the same thing now. It's going to error at 3. See, it's a 3.
Okay. So just like line wise, it's telling you like
on the left
with
side, as you
error.
can see, is I have a line number, right? On the left side,
Yeah.
I have a line number. So here it is. Let's say if I go one more, see here, right now in this line is the error, number 5, right? If I run this, it should say 5, see? So,
Okay.
line number.
It just represents the line number.
This is our empty, like this is also a line. So based on this line number, you have this line number. Can you see
Which one?
this line number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
No, like in my system, I don't have it.
No, you go on tools, option.
Okay. Yeah, and just add it from there, right?
Yeah, and then it's somewhere hollow text editor, and then go all language, and then here line number. Tools, option, the text editor, and then all language, right? And then you have see line number. You see it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So yeah, you see it. Okay, so line number. Oh yeah. So I mean here I just want to familiarize with this block basically. You can use this one always. Okay.
Now one more thing which I'm facing. My line number is 44. on which the error message is coming out, but it says we have found an error 3. So that's a little bit strange.
In 44?
Yeah, I'm right now, I put the select statement in line number 44.
Okay.
And when I'm just executing that part of the test, it's giving me the message. Okay, now it's saying we have affected. Okay, so when I was selecting it, I was selecting it like from one space up. Okay, I got it.
Oh.
Got it now.
Okay, all right.
So like, let's say you have begin try. That's your first line.
Yes.
For me, begin try is not the first line.
Okay, yeah, that's
It's the line number 43. But
yeah.
when I was selecting it, I was selecting it from line number 42. That's where it's coming up as 3. And once I selected it from 43, it comes up as 2.
Yeah. What happened is basically this block is used in a stored procedure. Okay,
Oh, okay.
99% of the time. So we need to know from the stored procedure which line it is coming from. So is based on this, if you just put this line number on the left side, then it will be very easy for you to just get that whatever line number it shows, that's the line number it's coming from. That's it. We need to just know the error message, line number, and if we have multiple procedure, then we get the procedure number also. That's it. That's the whole thing, basically. Nothing else. So we can run. Okay. So we are clear on this block, right? Begin, try, and try. Begin, catch, and catch. We are okay with that, right? Clear?
Yes.
Okay. We have some analytical function. Okay, function. This function that we use, row number, and then entile, and then rank, and then okay. Those are analytical function is used, like database testing, basically data warehouse testing, ETL testing. Those are the function useful. You'll be using it. And sometimes they ask you in the interview, do you use any analytical function? Okay. Or do you know any analytical function? This is the one thing they can ask you, do you use any analytical function? Then you will tell them yes. And you're going to mention this name, row number, entile, rank, dense rank that I use. This is one thing. And like, of course, at work you will use those, but besides, it's also important for the interview to understand each of it. Okay, so row number, entile, okay. Now, each in the bracket, you need to send two things. Okay, two things. One is called partition. One, another one is order by. Okay, these two things. I have to put two things here. Now let's understand this. Okay, what that means. I'm going to go through everything, don't worry, but let's understand two things I'm going to put here inside. Okay, one is partition, one is order by. So let's say I want to rank something, right? Rank meaning, I'm going to go through everything, but it's easy to understand. Rank meaning, let's say I have 10 students in a class, 10 of them. So I want to rank them. Based on, let's say, their number. Okay, their average number. Somebody get 90s, 91, 70, 80. So I want to rank them. Whoever gets the highest one, I'll rank them 1. And the second highest 2, third highest 3, something like that, right? Those I will rank them based on what? Based on number. So whatever I want to rank them based on what goes order by column name. Okay, I put a column name here after order by. So whatever the column I'm using to rank them. Okay, let's say I have a student, one get 90, one get 89, one get 99, one get 745, right? So if you realize this is will be rank 2, this will be rank 1, right? This will be rank 3, this will be rank 4, right? So I'm ranking them based on what? Based on number. So this, whatever the column name of this, I'm going to put it here, order by. Okay, this is the thing. Now let's say I wanna, now I have this, let's say I have subject, okay, subject and then number, okay. So somebody get, let's say subject, I mean I have also, let's say name, student name, subject number. Let's say I have this and then I have bio, right? So here you get, let's say 90, right? And then I have C, here I get chemistry 39, right? So here I have this, yes, I have this, right? Let's say it's something like that. Now, if you realize, let me just explain to this. Now, if I rank them order by column name, right? I did it just number. I'm putting it number wise, right? Now, if I want to rank them for each subject I want to rank them. Like say bio, who got the highest one, right? Chemistry, who got the highest one. I want to break it down. I want to break it down by subject and then rank them. So I'm grouping them. If I want to group them by subject, let's say so if bio I have 90, and then again bio I have 88, right? And again I have chemistry 89, and then I have chemistry 95, right? So I'm grouping them. First I'm grouping them for bio, and then I'm ranking them. So here for the bio, this one is 1 and this is 2. For chemistry, this is 2 and this is 1, right? So as you can see, I have number like repeating the same number, but it's actually two different things, right? Because I'm grouping them first and then ranking them. It's giving an option. Okay. One thing I can do, the whole column, I can just rank them, whole column, the number, right? Or I can break it down. For each group, give me rank. Each group. Let's say for scholarship, if you realize in the university here, they give you scholarship. Some scholarship is like based on, for foreign student, based on, region where it's coming from. Let's say they wanna give scholarship for each country, one student, each country, not like only highest mark. Let's say India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, they have all students, they have a grade, 90%, 91, 93. Now, if they grade, give you scholarship based on grade, maybe one country is giving everything. Maybe Nepal is getting all the grade, right? But I want to split it. I want to give it all country for highest mark. So I have to group it by country and then who got the highest, right? So I'm grouping them. For each group, I'm ranking them. I have the option to group and then rank. Do you understand this concept? Or no? Like, do you understand this concept or confusion?
Just like the grouping first, and then we are ranking them, right?
Yeah. Let's say if you realize that, let's say I have a country, right? I have a country and marks. Now, if I put, let's say, India, I have a 99. I have another student in India. Let's say I have 98, right? Let's say I have, let's say, 7 and then 6. BD, let's say I have 88. Another student I have, let's say, 87. If I do this, I want to give student, let's say, 3 scholarship. I want to give, right? I want to give 3 scholarship, right? I want to give 3 scholarship. Now, if you realize this thing, if you understand this thing, if I want to give 3 scholarship, right? If I want to rank them, this is rank 1, right? This is rank 2. This is rank also like 2, same thing, right? This is rank 3. This is rank 4, right? This is rank 5. This is rank 6, right? Let's say I want to put the rank here. Let's like this, right? Same number, I could put it like this. Same number since. This is a little different. Whenever I'll do it, just for understanding, I just show you this. So if I want to give 3 ranks, I mean 3 scholarship, everything is going to India, right? Everything. But my purpose is to give each country one. Each country one. So here he's going to get this. Here he's going to get this. Here he's going to get this. Right? Right? Am I correct? I want to group it by country. I want to group it by country, and from each group, I want to get the highest one from each group. So if I want to group this group, one country-wise group, I want to do the grouping first country, then rank them. Grouping them, then rank them. So here, see this thing, I have 1, 2, 2. Here another group, so it will not be 3, it will be again 1 and it will be 2. Here it will be 1 and it will be 2. Do you understand how do I change it? Because this is each group.
Because we are doing it by the group by.
I'm tracking them 1, 2, 2. Because they have the same number, that's why.
Same group.
But here again I have 1 here because this is another group. 1, 2. This is another group. So I group them by country. I'm telling them group it by something. Group it by what country? And then rank them. Okay, same thing. Group it by country. Another. This is completely separate. This is one thing. This is completely separate thing. This is completely separate thing. Before was this, right? Before was this, right? This is before, right? Everything under one group, rank them. Now when I'm grouping them, then it's become this. Again, it's becoming 1 because this is separate group. Grouping them again, right? This is 88, 89. 89 is first, that's why it's 1. Make sense? Said bhai?
Sorry, my mic is on mute, so don't worry about it. Like my daughter is up, so that's why I put it on
Okay.
mute.
No, but do you understand this?
Yeah, concept-wise, it's good. Like if you are doing the grouping, group by according to the group, so it will be 1 to 2, and then another group comes up from the 1 again. But if you are doing it like as a regular way, then it will be 1 to 2, and the next one will be 3 or 4. It's like that.
Yes. So 2 things we can do. We can just directly rank them with just 1 column. Just 1 column ranking them. Or I have the option to group them with multiple column. I can group them also 2, 3 column. Okay. If there is a state here, I can also include it here, another column, let's say. So I am grouping them and then ranking them. So each is individual ranking. So now I can say I'm giving them the scholarship for rank 1. So here is coming rank 1, here is coming rank 1, here is coming rank 1. Right? Clear? I hope so. Okay.
Yep.
Rank is this, right? Rank. Dense rank, same thing. Okay? Same thing. Same thing. The difference is here, if you realize, forget about, let's say I have 99, this, right? 2, 2. And then this would be, forget about this country column. Let's think about this mark. Okay. This is 4. This, let's say this is, would be 5. This would be 6, right? Now, forget about this. This is my grouping. So, this is my rank. This is my rank, right? Rank based on the number. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay, right. Another one, dense rank, right? Dense rank. Now what dense rank? Let me just put it like this first. Whatever you have here first. Whatever. Okay, dense rank is the same thing, but there's a little difference. Okay. Now I can see here. See, rank should be, as I told you before, it's a little different. It will be real world. I'll show you. So 1, 2, 2. This is same thing, same number twice. Why this same number twice? Because same number, if this is 2 rank, it's rank. It's not a serial number, it's a rank. If you get 95 and which is A, if I get 95, I have to give to A2, right? This is a like a status. It's not a serial number. 1, 2, 3, it's not that. Right? Rank it is based on something, right? So I have first one, highest one is 1, second highest is 2. I have two numbers twice, same number. So I have to put the same number twice. Now, see, I have this one. Now the third one is 3. It should be 4. It should be 5. It should be 6. Now let's say this is also 90. So it should be 6. And then let's say I have another one, 89. So it should be 8. So in the rank, if you realize, if you have something number repeating, the next number is there is a gap in there. It should be 3. But since you have one thing twice, that's why you're putting it 4. Same thing here. Let's see if you have twice, even if you have this, let's say you have this. Let's say you have this. So it should be 6 again. And then if you have this, let's see if you have this, so it should be 8. See, you have basically it's 5, right? And then you have what? 6, 7, 8. So it should be 9 actually. You have 1. See, you have that gap in there. It's not continuous. If you have something like say twice, right? You're gonna do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But you are doing this one, same thing because the same rank. But for the dense rank, you're going to do this 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then here you're going to do 6. Here you're going to do 6. Oh no, this is 7. You're going to put 7. So dense rank, there is no gap with the number. Next number, like if you have something twice, that's fine. Next number, you're going to put it 3. But here you're putting it 4. You're skipping that whatever it should be. That's the difference in rank and dense rank. Dense rank, there is no gap. This is how you remember. There is a gap in the rank. There is a gap. Oops. There is a gap. Here, no gap with the number. No gap. Yeah, Hassan bhai, go ahead. Said bhai.
Yeah, that's what I need to double check. Like in the ranking, like it will skip the next one if they have the same rank.
Yeah.
So let's say if 6, let's say they have 2 or 3 people sharing the same rank, then it will skip the other 2 and then goes to the next number.
Yeah. So basically, if you realize the dense rank is sequential, right? It's sequential.
Yeah.
Sequential means 1, 2, 3. It comes like that. There is no gap. But rank is non-sequential. Rank is non-sequential. Dense rank is sequential. Another way to remember is, you have to remember it. Whatever is easy way to remember, it is non-sequential, right? Non-sequential, the gap, right? The gap is non-sequential, but the dense rank is sequential, right? The dense rank is sequential. Okay, this is the difference between these two. We're going to look in example now, but I just want you to understand this. So rank is non-sequential, dense rank is sequential. Meaning, if you have multiple number, 2, 3 times doesn't matter. Next one will be the next number. But in rank is whatever the number serial number you have to look like this 1, 2, 3, 4. If something have twice, then whatever the gap is not gonna, it's gonna skip that basically. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
And then row number. Row number is a sequential number for each row. Let's say this is my table, right? This one is my table. So if I put row number, it's gonna give me this. Okay, hold on a second. So here, if I put row number, right? Row number, this is what it's going to do. Nothing, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's all it's going to do. It's a sequential number, row number. That's all it does. Sequential number. Okay, that's it. Row number is just a sequential number. For each column, it's like this. See this here, we have this line number, same thing as row number. Line number we cannot see in the program, right? So you have to put some code to see the line number in the program. So in that case, output, I mean, in that case, we put a row number. So row number, I have this, and dance rank and entile. Entile is like entile is really meaning I'm going to create how many bucket. Let's say I want to put this in 3 different bucket, 4 different. I have this number, right? This mark, just consider this mark. Now I want to create, let's say 4 different bucket, and put 4 different, like say bucket meaning 4 different set. Each set I'm going to put, like say, if I have 12 number, let's say I have 12 number, right? All here I have 9 number here, right? I have 9 number. I'm going to create, like say 3 box, and I'm going to put each box in 3 pieces. So I'm going to put it in 3 here, 3, and it's going to give me 1, 1, 1, and then it's going to give me 2, 2, 2, and it's going to give me 3, 3, 3. Let's see this one. Okay, if you see this one, then it will be more understanding for you. Basically, how many box I'm creating. Let's say I have 20 piece of something, 20 piece banana. I want to put it in, split it to 3 basket. I have 20 piece of banana. I want to put it 3 basket. So I'm going to put it 6, 6, 6, right? Then it's going to give me 18 and 2 left. So first box I'm going to put 1. In the second box I'm going to put 1, and the third box is empty, nothing there. So first box will be 7, second box will be 7, and the next box will be 6. Okay, so it's like how many pieces you have and how many bucket you wanna put this information into. That's all. Okay, so let's do this one. Okay, I have this, right? Select all from, what are the table I have? I have the table created 10, right? Okay, 10. Okay, so here the result is, oops, there is no way I can make the result bigger. You guys can see the result. I will do one thing, Said Hassan Bhai. Just write this query with me in your thing, so that you see the same thing. So first one is row number. Very simple. Okay, row.
I already did that, and I'm seeing the results.
You already did it?
Right here. Yeah.
So let me. Hassan Bhai, are you there?
Yeah, reply.
Over.
I'm just my typing hand is I cannot move. I cannot type.
Okay, no problem.
I'm watching what you're doing. Since the video, you're gonna upload it, right? So I can write down the notes.
Yes. Yes, no problem. Note actually you don't need to write down now, because you're gonna get all this recording, so you can do it live. So let's do this one. Oops. Select. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. So here, you wanna do the other way. That would be better. Okay, this is row number, right? Let me do this. Where is the syntax error? Oops. Okay. So here, see, I can see here, order by marks, right? Order by marks. Now I'm partitioning by what? ID. This is the partitioning by. So I have, if you realize, the first 2 is 1 partition, right? First 2 is 1 partition. So it's giving 1, 2, right? It's giving 1 and 2. The second one is this partition, right? Again is giving me 1, 2 row number. Third partition I have again 2 piece, 1, 2. Fourth partition I have so many of them. I have 7. So see, is first is breaking it down, grouping it, then giving me a row number. Now, if I do not put this part, realize I'm not partitioning it, So I'm just doing like this. Now it's giving me one serial number, everything. Realize this? See this thing? I'm ordering it by marks. Says lowest one and the highest one, and then giving me row number. I have the option here. Write these two down. Where did I put it? No partition, optional partition. This one is optional partition. Okay, write these two. These two, I have the option not to put the partition. Okay. So here, if I put partition, is break it down first, right? So you realize this. If I do this, it's very important to understand. It's very useful in data warehouse testing. In report testing, it's very useful. Sometimes in report functionality they show only top 5. How are you going to pick top 5? And then for each group they want to pick top 5. How do you do that? So these are the functionality you need to know. It's very important though, very important. So here in this group S4, I have S4. I have starting 1. So again they are putting that. Basically the serial number start from each group. The serial number start from 1 from each group. For each group. So if I do not use it, it's going to give me from 1 to everything, right? Good. Now, another thing we can do is row number and then n tile, right? We can do n tile. N tile. What we are doing? Let's say we are putting in 2 different, okay?
डायपर चेंज करो मम्मा को बोलो डायपर चेंज करो जाओ
I did. Okay.
मम्मा बोलो मम्मा को डायपर चेंज करो
Okay. Now this is n tile. So n tile. Okay. So let's do n tile. Okay. N tile. See, I'm order by ID, right? Order by ID here. So if you realize, I'm putting in 2 different buckets. I'm creating 2 buckets, right? Okay. I'm just creating 2 different buckets here, and then it's like for each group, I'm creating the bucket here for each group. That's all it is doing basically. If you realize here, can I do this? Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Let me understand. See here, if you realize S1 and S2, look, n is giving me, putting me same bucket. Here, look, see this one is giving me, putting me same bucket. This one is putting me same bucket. Why? And this one, look, this S4 is putting me this bucket. Why? Make sense those things or no?
Yes.
No, it's important to understand. Like it's creating a bucket. Let me probably it's a bit confusing. And entire whatever number I put here, basically it is creating that many bucket, and for that each item, whatever I'm ordering by each item is putting it on that bucket. That's all it is doing. 2 bucket I'm creating, 2 bucket, right? So if you realize everything is falling under this bucket. Let's erase this. This thing not flow because we already got it. Look, this is probably much cleaner. Look now.
Yeah.
Right. Now I have, see, first forget about this, how you are bucketing. Let's see, I have, this is everything 1 bucket, this is everything in 2 bucket. Second bucket. If I put 3 here, let's I'm putting 3. Okay. See, now I have up to 3, right? 3 bucket. This is 1 bucket, second bucket, third bucket. Let's I put here 5. Okay. So now I also have 5 group. See how many group I have? 5 group. right? So basically, let's understand this inside whatever I put, that many group I'm doing, that many group, okay? And for each group, I'm assigning that. I have, let's say, 20 pieces of banana, right? So I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna put them in 3 different buckets. I'm gonna put them in 4 different buckets. I'm gonna put them in 10 different buckets, right? So this is what it means. How many group you want? It is clear. This part. How many group I'm doing? Now, how many pieces I have? I have 13. Right? Let's do this. So let's do this thing. I'm putting in 2 different groups. So if I do this, I have in the first group, look, I have 1, 2, 3, I have 30. So it should be 6 and 6, 1 extra. So the first bucket, it goes 1 extra. Look, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's say I have this table. I'm just deleting 1. Okay. I'm just deleting 1. So let's say right now I have 12 of them. So I will have, right now I have, first one I have 7, right? As you can see, 7 number here, 7 and 6. So let's say right now if I do, I have 12. So see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now,
A quick question.
yes.
Like the syntax after, like you put ental 2 means like 2, it will convert them in 2 group over order by like ID.
Yes.
And after that you put ental underscore. If you don't put
No,
that,
that's
it will
the
work.
column name. This is the column alias.
There's a column name you have wrote. All
Column
right.
alias. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got it.
Column alias.
Mhm.
Whatever you put is going to show it here, right?
Yep. I got it.
Now, see, I put an ID. Now, if I'm marking them right now, order by marks. So lowest will be first. Starting lowest is going to go highest. So let's do this. Lowest, see, lowest, and then the highest. So first 6 is under group 1, and then the second 6 is under group 2. Let's break it down to group 3. Group 3. So I have 12. So if I put it group 3, it will be 4, 4, 4, right? It will be, see, 4, and then 4, and then 4. You guys understanding this? You have certain number of rows, and you now group it by certain amount, like say 3 group, 4 group, 5 group, based on something. That's all it is. Nothing else. Make sense?
Yeah, we got it.
It's important to understand its concept. If you don't understand the concept, you will never be able to use it basically. So basically,
Albert, what like in the previous row number, what partition by do? I know that it's optional, but what it do? Like, what's the main function of it?
row number basically actually main function for each row, each group. Like say in analytical function, the reason it's purposely using it, there is a cascading function in reporting tool. Cascading function in reporting tool. What it does, if you select one group, based on that group, it select another group. Based on that group, it select another group. That's called cascading function. So if you put a row number, let's say here you're putting based on a group, you're putting a row number. And then this row number, like say 1, 2, 3, it will be connected with the second group, row number 1, 2, 3, let's say. So that's why it's using the cascading function, one of the functionality. Like you are assigning a number randomly, dynamically, not randomly, sorry, dynamically. You are assigning a row number dynamically for each row, and that row you are connecting with the second set of data dynamically. Like say there you have a drop down menu here, you have a drop down menu here, you have a drop down menu here. So this first row number 3 should connect with this first row number 3, 1, 2, 3, this, and then third row number 3, 1, 2, 3 connect. Dynamically it is connecting. Those are the one functionality that you use in row number. Another thing, of course, is just a serial wise. serial wise, if you don't put the partition, if you just put it regular without the order by, then you could create a ranking also there, right? Row number, you can put it there.
Right.
Like if you order by something, it's going to give you also create a rank there, right? The same thing, right? Rank, that if you create a rank, is there is a gap. Dance rank, if you realize dance rank, there is no gap, but at the same time, it does not give you like the real row, how many is there. Dance rank and rank. If you have, let's say, 30 row, the rank could go up to 10, right?
Correct.
But in row number, you can have 30 of them.
Okay.
Serial wise. So those are the functionality that you use.
But the question I was asking, like partition by.
Yeah.
What's that mean? Like what it will do? Like order by, we know, like it will arrange them in the order. Partition by is just like
grouping. The row number that it gives you, the row number that it gives you is 1 to whatever row you have, right?
Okay.
Clear. Now, if you partition, that means it's going to give you the row number from that partition 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it's going to start from 1 for the second partition.
Okay, all right.
This is
okay, I got it.
Start from scratch. Start from 0.
Okay.
So I'm partitioning by, let's say, what is ID? Partition ID. Okay. So here is row number, right? Okay, we are good. So here, as you can see, this is ID. S1, S1, both same ID, partitioned by one group, 1, 2. See again, this second again start with 1. Second group is starting from 1, right? Third group is starting from 1 again. Fourth group is starting from 1 again. So each group is giving you a row number, each group. Now, if you don't want this, partition, it's going to give you 1 to 13. Look, 1 to 12. I mean, look, it's going to give you 1 to 12 now. There is no partition, right? So it's giving you 1 to 12.
Okay.
Correct? So if you put the partition, for each partition is going to give you 1, 2, 3. And then for the next partition, is going to start again from 1. That's all it does.
Let me run it on my end, so I have a better
very important
understanding.
Run it. It's not about talking, it's about understanding and doing it. Hassan bhai, see if you can run it too, it's very important.
Okay, so every block if we are doing partition by every block, it's making a group of it.
Right. Every block is start from again. Each block is like a completely different set.
Okay, and if we go with the order by marks. And if we do order by ID, only order by, it will just tell us like all the row number. Right, I got it. Okay,
Hassan bhai, okay?
It's taking time, right? But I cannot type with my right hand. So
okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah. I mean, you're going to see the recording, so I'll send the recording after, doing this modification.
It's just, I don't feel my right hand right now. It's numb.
Okay. No. So that's fine completely. You don't have to do it now. You don't have to do it now. You're going to have that thing, information, and then you can do it on your own later on. And also, I send you this create table script in the email.
Yeah, I ran it.
And then practice it. Whatever we did doing in the class, you can do it. Let's run the script. Okay. So row number and then child and then rank and dance rank is a very simple thing. Let's do rank. So rank, I'm doing this. Rank is a function. So always have to bracket. Any function that you use, always there is a bracket. Okay. So rank and over. Always you put over. And then you have these two things, partition by whatever something.
And order by.
And then order by something, right? And then you can put a column alias, right? I'm putting rank, right? Just a column alias here. Now, this is one thing. Then I'm doing again dense rank, right? Dense rank over. Then I'm putting shown by whatever column name or order by whatever column I want, right? So it is dense rank, right? This is what I'm putting. Partition by partition. Okay, so here let me just for our understanding so that we know. See, the function to remember is very important. Rank, then bracket, right? Then you have over. Over that actually means this analytical function. Okay, this whenever you see this, you will know the analytical function over. It's common, right? And then two options you have: order by one and then partition by. Now this for the rank. Okay. So for rank, just rank nothing. We're gonna put it as a column alias so that we know the difference. That's all. We don't have to put this thing. And then rank. So if we do this now, partition. Let's say here I want to do partition by ID. By ID partition. Okay. And then ordering by marks. Now, if we put the wrong column name, something that doesn't make any logically sense, you will get the answer, but it will not make any sense. So you have to, based on the business need, you put it in there, So if I run this, look, rank. See, first of all, I partition by ID. Okay. So each partition, the first two is a partition. See, each partition is different. I completely start from one. Each partition, right? So here rank I have 1, 2, dense rank I have 1, 2, fine, and then second one 1, 2, 1, 2, third one 1, 2, 1, 2, and then fourth one I have 3, 1, 2, 2. Look, this is the thing that we need to concentrate on. Up to this, row number 7, 8 to 10. Look, rank I have 2, 2, and then 4. There is a gap in there, right? Dense rank I don't have a gap. 2, 2, and then 3, and then 4, 5, and then see 5, 6. This is the difference I wanted to show you. Do you understand this point? Rank,
yeah,
I have a gap in here, right? With the numbering, I have a gap, right? Let's do one more thing here. Row number over order by marks. Oops, no, it's gonna give me probably a problem. Let's see if it does or not. I think it's gonna screw up. Yeah, it's gonna screw up. Listen, let's not do this. Okay. So, okay. So let's concentrate on these two. This is the part that we need to understand. We have rank, we have 2, 2, and then 4. 3, where it goes? Yeah. Remember, rank is non-sequential. Rank is non-sequential, meaning it's not serial number, it's not the same. It's not sequential, it's non-sequential rank. So if there is something as multiple times, let's say if I have 3 times this one, it should be 5. And then this one is not is sequential. Giving me 2, 2, 3, not 4 like this. Do you understand this question, right?
yeah. So for me, like I have still 13 records. So for me, the results comes up in the rank is in the S4 because S4 is the one which has like more things, more IDs in it.
Yes.
So for S4, I have like 1, 2, 2, 2.
Yeah.
Because they all have like 56, and then 5, 6, 7. So in the rank, it's skipping those 3, 4, 5 because the 2 already have those places. So it's not like sequential.
Yeah.
And in the dense rank, I have like sequential. I have like 2, 2, 2, and then 3, 4, 5.
Yes, that is correct. So please review it today whenever you have time after class, and then tomorrow we will talk again. If you have any questions, please call me.
So I by analytical functions, like where they use, basically it's just in the reporting.
It is used in a view. Remember, we we have the data source, right? Then putting in the staging, then we create the
Right.
data mart,
Yeah.
right? And then remember, I was telling you for each report, they create a usually view or materialized view that they pull the data from, right? So on that view, they put this kind of ranking. What happens is on the reporting filter, sometimes they do this. Pick like the top 5 number, like by default, whenever you
Oh,
create a
okay.
report, by default they
By
display
default.
something. It's not blank. It's
Right.
not like you selecting something, then you can see. But whenever first time you see the report, there is something, right? It's not going to be blank. So by default, they show you something. By default, what are going to show? So at that time, they show you something, ranking.
Right.
Like say for this group, show this group, show this. Like report by default. So in that case, they use rank and function to pick the rank. What happened in the view? They put a number in there like that, and then on the report side, they just pick those, like say first 3, first 4, things like that. It's very useful.
Okay.
And then they put it like developer on the reporting side, and I have to put from the view to match that number. So I need to know that function too.
Okay.
Right? That's why they do it.
Okay.
So this is ranking function. Please, sometimes in the interview they ask you specifically when they will say, how do you use rank? How do you use dense? Can you tell me that? This is one thing. Another thing they ask you, do you use rank function? What are the rank functions? Can you tell me? So then that time you have to know the rank function, right? Like row number, rank, dense rank, and time. There are some other function that we have, but we need to know this. Double. But those are the functions that we need to know. And then that's it. But one thing I wanted to talk. Any question on this one?
No, like it's crystal clear.
Okay. Another thing I talked, but it was not working. Remember, insert, select, into things like that, creating new table.
Yeah, that's correct.
So this is the thing, creating new table. I just want to do it again because I checked it yesterday at work, and this is how I do it. And I don't know why it was not working. So I want to do it again here. Creating new table from existing one, right?
Yeah.
Existing table. So if I do that, let's say I have a table. Select all. This is what I have. Another table, right? So select all. Okay. So this is, hold on one sec. 12%. So this is my new table. So if I do this, select all from new. So it's creating this. Asan bhai, these are the one that was not working, or there was something else. There is another one I'll talk, but is this okay? I mean, this makes sense now. Hasan bhai?
Sorry, Arif.
Remember the select, this thing was not working. I said I'm going to talk to you.
Yeah.
So there is two things. One of the things is this table is completely new. It doesn't exist. So I'm creating a table. This table from this table. Right? So this table, this is a new table. I want to create. From where? From here. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm just doing this. So select all into this. Now if I don't put select all, I can put whatever the column from here is going to create that into this new table from here. So now if I do this, so if I do not have this table, it's a brand new table, I want to create the table with this data, then I use select all in. Okay. Now let's say I have this table already. Now I want to put this data in. Then I do what? Then I put that into animal. This is a table that I already have. I just want more data. So now I can put, let's say, select all from animal where type is a control, let's say. Okay, so if I do this, do I get anything? Yes. So now if I do this, see 6 was affected. So now if I here to select all, see now I have this record is already inserted here. So two things here, right? Two things. First thing is here. This is the first thing. We have a problem before, so let's talk about this. This is creating new table from existing table, right? This one, creating a new table from existing one, meaning this is a brand new table. It does not exist. Table does not exist, right? Let's say right now I'm running this one. Right now I'm running. It's throwing an error. Why? Because this table already there. So that's why it's not going to work. If I want to create a brand new table from an existing, then I put this. Then I put this. So select all into new table name from this table. Done. Okay, now it's going to work. I put this, it's working, done. If I run anything again, it's not running because it's existing. What happened, Said?
For me, it's working. Like I just did like select stack into new underscore animal from animal where animal type is bird.
Yeah.
And I created a new table with the selected with some condition, and it's working fine.
Okay.
If you are doing a new table, else like if it's already existing, then it's giving you the problem.
Existing table, more data. So see here, if the table already there, I already create the table. Doesn't matter create table, how I create it, it's there basically, right? Now I want to put more data in there. So I put insert into table name. Insert into, that's my main command, insert into. This is the first line. This is the first thing, I mean, insert into. And then second line, I have to put whatever the data I want to put it in. I put it in. This is a regular script that you can run itself. So I can see, as you can see. Now this data I want to put it in this table. So I run that. If I see select all, how many row I have? 12 row I have, right? So 18 row. See, 18 row I have, right? Now see, I'm running this. How many row I have in this? 6. So if I run the whole thing, it should be 24 now. It should be 24. Because this is, I'm just putting it, dumping it here. That's what I'm doing. This, whatever I'm getting from here, I'm just putting it here. Now if I run it again, giving me 6 rows. So it should be now 30 rows. 30 rows. This makes sense? I don't know. Last time it didn't work. I don't know why. Make sense?
Yes, actually.
Okay. Now another thing, I'm not going to do it today. I don't have time to break it today. But I just want to show you so that you know 3 ways you can create table or dumping data. One is completely brand new.
Haribhai.
Yeah.
Haribhai, I have a question.
Yeah.
So you just one more time you ran and it inserted another 6 more rows, right?
Yes.
So it's like what do you call redundant data in there, right?
Yeah.
So in this case, if when the table was created, if they put the condition that unique, then we wouldn't be able to insert this these 6 more rows again and again.
Of course not. That's completely different. That
Right.
constant. Yeah, you cannot do that.
Constant. It didn't use the creation of time. This table didn't use the constant. That's why we are able to.
A simple table that created. No, nothing. If you
Okay.
create a primary key, foreign key constant, then it's completely. It's going to throw an arrow.
Throw an arrow that you cannot insert. Okay.
I'm just showing you. Brand new table you can create it like that. And then if the table already exists, then you can put the data like that. Then another thing you can do also here using procedure, which once you do procedure, then we will know. Just right now know the code, syntax. We can do insert into table name, and then we're going to put it here, execute procedure name, execute procedure name. That's it. We're going to put same thing here. If you look, same thing, insert into table name, and then instead of this select statement, I'm going to just put execute, and I'm going to put a procedure name here. Procedure name here. Okay. Execute procedure name. That's all. Instead of this select statement, I'm going to just put execute whatever the procedure, stored procedure. This is stored procedure. I have here. That's it. 3 way. So please memorize these 3 things. It's very important. Interview they ask you. Forget about the interview. The work you will be using it a lot. This thing. Okay. This thing will be using a lot. This thing. Okay. So select all into new table name from existing table, and then insert into table name that already exists, and then the select statement, and then same thing, insert into table name. Instead of the select statement, you just put the execute procedure name. That's it. So there's once we do the procedure, then we can do it. Okay, nothing else. That's it basically. Okay. Make sense?
Yeah, when we do the procedure, like practically, can we do the views at the time too?
What we want to do, I'm sorry, I think, what?
With the views, like I need to like go through with the codes and stuff for a view.
Okay. Yeah, I told you I want to talk to you. I said let's talk tomorrow about the view, materialized view, and another thing is synonym. I said also, right?
Yeah.
Synonym is very important. View materialized view, of course, is important, but synonym is also very important for us. So let's talk about this tomorrow. Okay, there's actually I should talk at the beginning of it. That's very important. So I'll talk these 3 things tomorrow: view, materialized view, synonyms, and let's talk tomorrow. What else? We can talk about procedure, stored procedure. Okay.
Okay.
All
right.
Procedure. Hold on 1 second. Let me make a list so that I don't forget. Okay. Stored procedure, view, materialized view, synonym, stored procedure. Functionality. What else we can? Insert, we talked insert procedure. Okay, let's talk about these 4 things tomorrow then. View, materialized view, synonym, stored procedure. Okay. So no, another thing also we can talk if we have time. Another thing was condition. It's a looping condition. Let me write it down. If we have time, we'll talk. So tomorrow we'll talk, Said bhai, okay? View, materialized view, synonym, stored procedure, and condition, which is the looping. So let's talk about this. Actually, looping, I was planning to do it. Like if else condition, if else thing, we can divert the code, like branching. So we'll talk about this thing tomorrow, okay? Another thing from your side, please completely review the QC. Okay. Like I'm not saying I'll tell you write a requirement, write a test case, this like no. Like say, what you do when you write a test case and how do you write it? You should tell me. Okay. So we'll review at least an hour or so. Hasan bhai, okay? No writing,
All right.
just review. Okay?
Okay. All right.
Okay. So we'll talk tomorrow then.
Thank you, Arabic.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any question, guys, you have or something?
Now, Arabic, one more thing. Like, I need a little favor from you.
Yeah.
Like joining wise, like I just need a little, like 15 to 20 minutes review on that.
Joining. Okay.
Joining.
Okay, no problem. We'll do that. Joining, not a problem. We'll talk. Joining is very important. If you have a question, definitely we need to go through. Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
All right.
We'll do that.
All right. Thank you, Arabic.
No problem. Thank you.